Hello everyone, welcome to Accounting, Receivable, Payables and More webinar from Odoo. We're live streaming from Belgium. I hope everybody is with us. Please note that this webinar is live and you will be able to look at it again, of course. It'll be on our YouTube channel. Okay, so I hope everybody's ready. Had a good breakfast, good pancakes or coffee. So let's move on. So here you'll see that I created a specific database, okay, with an application accounting, okay. So into our accounting application, you'll arrive directly into a dashboard. The dashboard will give you different informations, okay, based on the different data that it will have, okay. So you'll be able to see a dashboard, so with your customer invoices, vendor bills, okay, bank accounts as well, and the cash flow statements. Okay, so first of all, as you may know, Odoo is available for all countries. So each country has its own chart of accounts. So the idea will be to go first of all and check our chart of accounts. So on this specific database, I've localized my company into Belgium. Okay. The idea then from there is when I created my database, the localization chart of account was already input directly automatically. Okay, so here we have all of our chart of accounts. Okay, so these chart of accounts are based on the Belgium accounting. Okay, let's check one directly. So you see that a chart of account, you'll be able to edit your chart of accounts, modify the code, the name, you have the different types. Okay, into the different types. So here for the chart of account capital, so it's an equity type, okay, but you can see we have all different types. Okay, you have receivable, payables, bank and cash, etc. Okay, so the idea will be for you, okay, you'll be able to directly create your own chart of accounts, okay, based on your needs. So let's go and create one. Okay, let's do a chart of accounts payables 2. So you just put up the name here. You'll be able to then to put the code. So let's put a specific code of our company. The type, it will be a payable. Okay, you can set default taxes if you wish to. You'll be able as well to put some tags. Okay, tags will allow you to basically do some specific filters and researches afterwards on your chart of accounts. So on some a nice option that you'll have when you create a chart of account is to allow reconciliation. The idea to allow reconciliation is basically to go and check what you have in your bank statements, okay, and then do reconciliation, which we'll see a bit later on. Okay, so here you'll see, of course, the how account type will affect your reports. Okay, so that's pretty nice. You just then can directly save your chart of account code, okay, and there you'll be able to have it. So let's go and find it. So here you'll just do a quick research, and you have here our chart of account that we just created together. So payables number 2. Okay. So the chart of accounts, you can have different ones directly that will be already input into Odoo. Okay. Automatically, so I've done already a basic research. We have all these different countries which will have their chart of accounts. They'll be automatically uploaded, when you create your database. Okay, so it's pretty easy. You can see that we have lots of different localization. It's pretty exciting because we are still working on new localization. Okay, and of course, as we all know, we'll update our localization yearly. Okay. So now let's go and create a customer. Okay, you can create directly from your accounting application customers as well as vendors. So let's go and see our customers. So basically here I created several customers that we have. Okay, let's take the example of, let's say, Piper. So Piper is a customer on which, of course, you'll input that it is a company. Okay, with all the different informations that you have on the customer. You'll be able, of course, to create contact and addresses, okay, that are linked to a company, okay. Of course, what we'll be really interested in today will be to check okay, if this customer is set here as a customer, it can be set as well as a vendor, okay? A customer can be a vendor if you want to. You'll be, of course, able to link payments, bank accounts payments to this customer, okay, as well. Into the invoicing part, you'll have different rules that you'll be able to put. So automatically here we'll have the accounting entries, so account receivable, okay, and account payable. You'll be able to put fiscal information. The fiscal information here will basically allow you to go and put which fiscal localization you'll be able to have with this specific customer, okay? You'll be able as well to put a specific customer payment terms, okay, 15, 30 immediate payments, okay? The idea here will be, of course, that you'll be able to create your own customer payment terms, okay? So we have 3 here by default, but you will be able to create your own, okay? So this is the customer part, okay? We'll be able to see as well here are vendors, okay? Vendor parts, here we have one of our vendors, which is Hulu. The idea is still the same. You have all the different information, okay? Into the sales and purchase here, it is set, of course, as a vendor, okay? In our invoicing part, we'll still have all of our different rules, okay? So now let's go and create a customer invoice, okay? So here you can see that we already have some invoices that we have done earlier, okay? So you'll be able to directly see all of your invoices. The really nice idea with Odoo is that you'll be able to use the filter, okay, and the group by search. These basically will allow you, let's say, to group by, if you want to, all your invoices by partners, okay? So here I can see that for my 3 companies, Luther Corp, Piper, and Tesla, I have different invoices, okay? And then I can just go and check into details which invoices I have. So this is pretty nice, okay, a really nice tool to use, but you also can use filters, okay? If you want to see basically the invoices that have a specific status, so you can see here on the far right that you have status open, paid, okay? So you want to see only the one that are open, okay? So you'll be able to go and put a specific status. So here, let's put the status. You'll have, of course, rules. And then we'll just put status is open, okay? And here I can see that I still have 3 invoices, okay? 2 of which come from one of my companies, so Tesla, the other one from the other company, so Luther Corp, okay? So let's go and create a new invoice for our customer. Creating an invoice in Odoo for a customer is really easy to set up, okay? You'll just go here, create an invoice, then you'll go and fetch the customer. So you can see that you can directly scroll down if you wish to and choose. You can also create and edit from your invoice a new customer, okay? Let's use an already created customer. So let's use Piper, okay? Piper does not have any by default payment terms, so you can go then and directly choose your payment terms, or as we've said before, you can create and edit the payment terms, okay? So we can go and create a payment terms. You just here will directly put the name of your payment term, okay, with the due type, the value, and the number of days, okay? Each payment terms that you can use, you can choose for them to be either active or inactive, okay, meaning that basically you have some payment terms that you only use perhaps on sales, let's say end of the year, okay? You can directly then go and activate this specific payment term for the end of the year, okay? So you're just going to choose the 15 days, okay? Invoice date, you can directly, so by default, choose the date of today, or you can invoice, let's say, if it's an invoice you needed to actually create for last week, you can go and choose last week, okay? So now we'll just go and fetch a product. So I created a first product, okay, on my database. Let's go and have a look at how is a product actually created. So here we have the name of a product, just called products, okay? You have different rules. It's a product that can be sold or can be purchased, okay? Of course, product type, sale price. You can as well add a specific cost, okay? Into the sales here menu, you'll be able to put customer taxes and vendor taxes. Okay, so by default, the system will automatically put the 21% localization, since it's Belgium, so here we 21%, okay, on the taxes. But you're also able, on specific products, to go and add other specific taxes that already exist, or, again, create and edit a specific tax, okay? So it's pretty easy to do. Again, everything is very friendly on Odoo. So let's say that create an eco tax. You can put the scope on which basically type of invoices this tax can be put to. So here you can put directly on sales. And the tax computation, okay? So either it's a percentage of the price, or you can have other rules, okay? So we can put here percentage of the price, let's say 2%. And then here you'll put on which tax account this should go, okay, directly. So tax account on coming in, and of course the tax account on the refunds, okay? So it's pretty easy to use. Now, going back to our invoice, okay, here I have created an invoice. I already have, of course, my taxes here that have been automatically calculated, and I can find directly underneath here, okay? I can save my invoice, and here you can see that on my invoice, we are still on the draft, okay, status of the invoice. It's still not open, so when it's still in draft, that means that basically you do not have any, input on your journal, okay? Basically, as soon as we validate our invoice, we'll have an input on our journal, okay? We'll have the journal entry that will be automatically generated, okay? So let's move on and directly validate our invoice. So here I've validated my invoice, so now it's in status open. You can see that you have different options here that you may use, okay? You can directly from Odoo send your invoice by email, so automatically an email template will be generated, okay? The system will, of course, go and fetch specific information, so the invoice number, the amount, of course, the name of the company, and will generate the PDF, okay, with all the different informations. So this, of course, this email template, you'll be able to modify it, okay, and input more information if you wish to. So let's just send it, okay? So now I've just sent my invoice by email to my customer, and I'll be able to see it directly here onto my chatter. So since now we are on open status, okay, on our invoice, that means that we have a journal entry, okay? So if you click on the journal entry, you can see that we'll have automatically everything that will have been published, okay? So, of course, here into the debits for the clients, you'll have the amounts, so 151.25, okay, with, of course, the due date. Here we'll have, of course, the tax to be paid, okay, and of course the account for the selling in Belgium, okay. So here we'll have in our credit 26.25, okay, that is for the tax, and 125, which is our sales price for this product, okay, without tax. And here we can see that we have the journal entry basically here is balanced, okay, correct, properly. So, of course, you'll be able to cancel the entry if required, or, of course, reverse the entry. So, directly from our invoice, we'll be able to register payments, okay? But first of all, we'll be able to see that onto our accounting dashboard, we have a new invoice here awaiting payments. We had 3. Now, since we created a new invoice, we'll now have 4. And directly from your dashboard, you'll be able to go, click, and see exactly which invoices are still in the open status, okay? So basically, they are not fully paid, okay? So here we have the one that we just created for Piper. So we have everything here, and we'll be able then directly from our dashboard, okay, and directly going on one of our invoices, register payments, okay, or we can directly do it so on the same flow, register payment directly onto the invoice, sorry. Okay, so let's go and register a payment here. So when you register a payment, it's pretty easy. You can choose on which payment journal you will actually input this payment. So here we have either bank or cash. I have created another bank journal, which is ING, okay, and with account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll show you just afterwards how that actually looks like. So I'll put directly onto my bank account, okay. Oops, just loading. 2 minutes, brilliant. So here, automatically the system will offer you the option to directly post a payment that is fully paid. You have two options here. Either the payment has been indeed fully paid, or you can choose to say, my client just actually paid 80 euros, okay? And then the system will automatically say you have a payment difference, okay, of 71.25 here on our example. So you can choose to keep it, to keep either the invoice open, or you can mark the invoice as fully paid, okay? So here we'll just keep our invoice open and validate, okay? So here you can see that we are still on an open. If I go into invoice lines, I'll have, of course, well, a payment here that has been done, 80 euros, and the amount, still due. On this little icon here, if I will go and click on it, that will basically allow me to go and see that I have the reconciliation that has been done, okay? So the name with the invoice number, date, the payments on which accounts, and of course the memo and the amount, okay? So let's just quickly go onto our ING bank account that I created, sorry. So it's a journal. Oops, let's just go there. So here into your journals, okay, you'll be able to create journals as many as you wish, okay? Of course, by default, you always have these customers' invoices, vendor bills, miscellaneous operations, exchange difference, bank, and cash, okay? Here onto my journals, I have actually created a new one, which is the journal account that we just used, okay? So this basically journal, you just add a name, okay, the type, okay? So here, in order for us to basically be able to afterwards use reconciliation, you need to put the type as bank, okay? So you have a short code, the entry sequence, okay, the different debit amounts, debit and credit accounts, okay? Into advanced settings, of course, you can input information for control access, okay? So here, which type of accounts are allowed, okay? And of course, into miscellaneous, debit methods, payment methods, so manual, electronic, SEPA credit transfer. So we'll just, I'll explain that a bit more later on, okay? And of course, here you'll be able to input your account number, the bank, okay, and the bank feed. So either you can choose to have no fees, record it manually, or you can choose to put file import, okay? But we'll see that a bit later. Now, this invoice, okay, is the one we just used, so we still have an amount due. If I go back to my dashboard, I will still have my 4 payments, okay? And I can say that basically, here into my invoices, everything is still open, okay? You can see the total, and you can see, of course, the amount due here that basically is different, so you can directly know that you have had a partial payment on this invoice. Onto the purchases view, okay, basically with your vendors, the system is pretty much the same. You can go and create a vendor bill, okay? So the way you will create a vendor bill will basically be exactly the same as the way we created a customer invoice, okay? So you go and choose your vendor, okay? You can put the reference of your vendor bill, which can be here, 456. Of course, important information, the bill date, and the due date, okay? So let's go here and fetch our product, okay? Automatically, you can see that the account will be inputted, okay? But of course, if you wish to put, to use another account, you can just go and modify it, okay? And we can directly put the one we've created together earlier. So, oops, payable. Let's go and just go and search more here. it's not here. Oh yeah, it's not the right code. I'm sorry. So either way, you can here choose a account already meant for vendor bills, or of course, you can go and create, again, as we've seen earlier, a new account. Okay. So by default, we'll just go put buyings. Okay. Here we'll set a quantity. Let's say for 20. A unit price. So unit price will be 65. You can input, of course, a discount. If your vendor chose to put you a discount, you have the total amount, and of course, automatically taxes again. And here you have all the different taxes that will actually be involved in this vendor bill. Okay, so here we'll just save. Okay, and again, it is still in draft, so it's the same idea as for the customer invoices. We do not have any journal entry. As soon as we will validate, we'll have automatically the journal entry that will come up. Okay, again, this journal entry, if we go and check it out, here we can see that everything is well balanced. Okay, we do have here for suppliers credit of 1,300, taxes, sorry, 225.62, and of course the purchase, okay, for 1,074.38 euros. Okay, and everything is again well balanced. Okay, so going back to my vendor bill, the idea will still be the same. So you can register payments. If we go into our dashboard, we will be able to see that here on the vendor bill side, we will have 2 payments to do. Okay, and into these 2 payments, you can see, sorry, that automatically you will be able to find this new invoice vendor bill, sorry, that we created together. Okay, so it will be here. So now let's go and register payments. Okay, it's again the really same idea. You choose the accounts, manual, or you can as well choose a set that credit transfer. Okay, the amount, and then you just validate. Okay, and as simple as this, here you can see that the status is now paid. Okay, then meaning that if I go back onto my dashboard here, I will still have only 1 payment to do. The other one has been done. Okay, so it's pretty easy to use. The idea here will be, of course, to always with Odoo have a basic flow via which you'll be able to get all the different informations you wish to have. Okay, so now you can see that on our dashboard, you have your bank account, so the account that I've created. Okay, you can see that we have an information here which is reconcile 2 items. Okay, the idea with Odoo is that you will be able to go and reconcile, okay, some payments that have been done, so through your bank accounts, okay, and put them just with the invoices that are still open. Okay, so the idea of this is basically to allow you to go really faster in reconciling payments with due opened invoices. Okay, both is actually possible for payments that you will have done, okay, for vendors, and payments that you will have received, of course, from customers. Okay, so there are different options, different ways to do this. Okay, either you can directly choose to create manually. Okay, so new statements. So here I'll just put a specific reference. Let's put reference 12. Okay, with a specific journal, the date. Okay, starting balance, ending balance. And here, of course, you will just put the label. Okay, what was the label of this transfer? So it was for a invoice. You can choose from which partner it came from. So again, here you can either choose a partner that is already referenced, okay, into your database, or you can go and create a new one. Okay, so here let's put perhaps a partner as Luther Corp. Of course, the reference of this payment. Okay. So payment will be payments invoice 23, and here we'll add a specific amount. Okay, so this is an amount of 125. Okay, so here I have my new entry. I can save it. Okay, and you can see that the system will directly offer you the possibility to go and reconcile. Okay, so you can either go and reconcile from here, or of course you'll be able, to go directly and do a reconciliation here, okay, via this specific account, okay? So here on the system, the idea will be basically to go and click on reconcile 3 items, and you can see that the system will automatically offer you the possibility to reconcile some payments that you have received up to invoices that are still open, okay? So here we can see that we have a payment of 605 euros, okay? And we have an invoice, okay, the invoice number 5, that is the same amount, 605. So here I can choose to say, okay, this is actually the right one, and I can choose directly to go and reconcile it. So as soon as I reconcile it, basically, my invoice will automatically go from status open to status paid, okay? Here we have another one. The system offers me the possibility to reconcile these payments, so 003, okay, which is here the reference that the our customer inputted, okay, for the transfer, for my wire transfer. And we can see that automatically the system will offer us the possibility to reconcile with the invoice number 1 or invoice number 2, okay? So here I can say, well, basically I know it's not this invoice that is concerned, so I can just click here, and here I will have all the different options and open invoices on which I actually could choose from, okay? And here I can see that I do have my invoice number 3, okay? So I can just go and choose this one. It is the same amount, everything is good, so again I can go and reconcile, okay? And here of course we do have an invoice with an open balance of 125, okay? So you can just go and validate it, and now everything is basically good. You did all your different reconciliations, okay? So here we're all done. Of course, the system will be able to tell you how long this actually took you, okay? The number of transactions you actually reconciled, okay? So that's 34 seconds per transaction. So the idea here is really for you to save time, okay? And of course, from here, you'll be able to go to your bank statements, and you have all of your bank statements set as new, okay? So this is the one that we just inputted, okay? These are literally all the ones that we used, okay? So reconciliation is pretty easy to do with Odoo. The idea is that you'll be able to input, of course, either manually, as I've said, so let's put a new statement, okay, into our bank accounts. So let's just try to put it next to an invoice that's awaiting payments. Okay, so we have here 71.25 for Piper. So I can go and put a reference that will be perhaps 007. Okay, I'll have, of course, my date, the label, the partner, so it came from Piper, the reference, so invoice 007, and the amount, which was 71.25, if I am not mistaken. Oops, sorry. So 71.25. So here we have this one. Just going to check if it is this same amount. Yes, it is. So here I can directly again go and save it. Okay. And of course, manually then on my dashboard, I will have a new item to reconcile. And then we can do again the reconciliation manually. Okay. So this is the way you'll be able to have new reconciliation. Another way will be, of course, to go and directly import some bank statements. Okay. So you can import different type of bank statements, okay? So in Belgium, you can import CODA statements, okay? But you'll be able, of course, to use CSV, OFX, QIF, okay, and CAMT statements, okay? So you can just here enable the option to use a specific statements, and then, of course, once it will be uploaded, you'll have here all the different reconciliation options that you may have. Okay, so that's pretty easy to do. Now, what we can look at, of course, is our different bank accounts. So here we have the different bank accounts. Here, of course, you'll be able to do internal transfers, okay, from different bank accounts, okay. So an internal transfer is pretty easy to do. You have, of course, your payment type, okay. So send money, receive money, or internal transfer. By default here, it will go with internal transfer, of course. The payment journal, so from where it is going to where it is issued, okay, from where it is going, okay, so we can put to ING. Either you choose to do it manually again or a CPI credit transfer, and you just input your amount, so let's put $500. The payment date, payment transaction, okay, you can go and input. You'll basically be able to confirm. Now we can see that this internal transfer is posted, and then you can go and of course reconcile it. Okay, you'll have of course your journal items here, and we'll have the matching numbers. Okay, so we have bank, our transfers on the accounts. Okay, and on which journals actually were used here. Okay, so it's really easy to input. Okay. So of course, internal transfers, you can have as many here with Odoo, as many bank accounts as you wish. Again, you just need to go into your journals and create them, okay? Which is pretty nice with Odoo as well. And this was the subject of another webinar of one of my colleagues, is the reporting, okay? So you'll have, of course, all the different reporting. And which is really nice is if we go onto our profit and loss, okay, we'll have here automatically updated all the different invoices that we've done together today. So let's go and check the general ledger. And here we will have all the different invoices, okay? It's pretty nice is you can just go and view the invoice each time, okay? Or do an annotation or view, of course, the journal entry, okay? Here you can see that everything is balanced and it is posted. So it's all good on our side, okay? So, I see, so Mohammed, you asked a question, so I'll come to the questions part, answer Q&A part just afterwards. We'll still have one last item actually to check together today. That will be basically the ways to end the month, okay? So on Odoo, you'll be able to choose into your configurations, when you want to choose the month, okay? So basically here, on our accounting reports, okay, you'll be able to create a fiscal year, okay, so the last day of the fiscal year where you choose, of course, which month and a specific date, okay, so this is really up to your accountant, okay, and based on your previous years, of course, and here you have what we call the entry locking, okay, which will allow, they will actually block people that will try to do some new entries, okay? So you can basically go and input a specific date, okay? So directly you can put, let's say, it will be for December, and we do not want any entries, okay, after the 20th, okay? And then you have the log date for non-advisors. So basically that will be something that you'll be able to manage into your settings, okay? So I'll show you directly. Into our settings here, you can see that we have 2 active users for the time being. You can go and manage the access rights. You can see, so here we have IMJFA and have one of my employees, which is ARL, okay? ARL here, into his settings, I can say that basically he is not an advisor, okay? These are the 3 different levels, okay? Billing, accountant, advisor. Of course, you can input that basically a person cannot go at all onto the application. So here, Arthur was as billing only. So that means that when I say log date for non-advisor, and I lock it for, let's say for December again, on the 12th. So that means that basically my colleague will not be able to go on the application and accounting application and do some new entries after the 12th of the December 12th, okay? And you can, of course, here save these new settings, and automatically, of course, the system will update itself, okay? So let's go now to the question Q&A part. If people have any questions, please feel free to type them directly into the chatter. Again, for people who just arrived, please note that this live webinar will be available on our YouTube channel, okay? So question from Muhammad. So how to remove tax column from grid and also remove it from total. So I suppose, Muhammad, you're talking here of the customer invoices, for example, okay? Is that correct? Here, basically, this is a view that is used from by Odoo, basically, to generate, of course, which we call a report. The report will be when we generate the PDF of the invoice. Okay, here we have all the different informations. Okay, so by default, you will not be able to remove the tax column from the grid. Okay. Nor from the total, if taxes are basically there. If you would wish for a new report, basically, then you will be able to use another application which is called Studio, and that would still require a bit of development. Okay, since we are here looking, of course, on a SaaS version of Odoo. Okay. Are the graphics from the dashboard updates live? Yes, each time you basically will post a new entry, you'll be able to see the information, okay? So let's say, for example, I have a customer invoice. We can go and create a new customer invoice for this week. Okay, so I'll put a customer Tesla. Invoice date, so that'll be for yesterday. I'll just quickly go and put a product, say 3. Okay, so here, of course, again, we'll still have the tax, Mohammed. Okay, so I'll just save, validate. Oh yeah, of course, I modified this. And not entries prior to annex. Oh yeah, so here, of course, I am sorry. This is based on my settings I've just inputted earlier on the log dates. So see automatically that the system did modify the rights. 17. Okay. Just save this. So this is the one we just created. 3. Validate. So now, of course, I can validate it. Okay. I will register the payments. The payment has been done today. Good. I'll validate it directly. Okay, so now my invoice is in status paid. And, oops, yeah, normally so it should appear here. I think maybe it's on my settings. It's on my settings. I think I should modify something. It's only configuration, but basically, yes, automatically it will come. Entry payment for a customer invoice. So Fred, yes, again, yes, the update will be put. It seems that it's on my configuration of the database since I think I did enable that, so you'll be able to have it automatically, of course. So in Kuwait, you do not have any taxes. Basically, this Muhammad, basically here on Odoo, you're in a standard version of Odoo, so you will still have basically the tax column, okay? But you can, if you want in Kuwait, you will not use it, okay? But it will still appear. So again, if you want to modify it, you'll have to go through Studio and a bit of development, okay? Now, how can I change the payment date for an invoice if I made a mistake and made a wrong payment date? Basically, well, legally, you cannot modify an invoice that you have already validated, okay? For example, here, if you go and create, again, a new invoice, okay, our customer Tesla. So here it's in draft state. I can save it, okay? Then, of course, come back, and you can see that on the dashboard, I also have one invoice to validate, which will be the one we just created. I can still edit it, okay, add a new product, okay, or modify the quantity or unit price if I wish to, okay. But as soon as I validate this invoice, okay, I will not be able to go and modify any of these informations, okay. Since basically once it's validated, you do have a journal entry, okay. So you'll have to go and do either a refund invoice or cancel directly the invoice as well, okay. But again, here you cannot because you have the journal entries, okay? So you have to reverse journal entry, and then, of course, if the payment has been done, do a refund, or, of course, modify the journal entry, okay? Let's go scroll down. Questions. How can you reverse customer supplier payments, Muhammad? So we've just seen that here, okay? Through waiting payments, we are status open, okay? You need to go on other information into your journal entry, and from here, you'll be able to reverse entry. So it'll be here on the customer side, customer invoice, okay? But the idea will be exactly the same on a vendor bill. We have one here that is open. Again, other information. You go onto your journal entry, and then you'll be able to reverse your journal entry. Other questions. So can I define a payment term such as days 30%, 30 days 60? Okay. Basically here, the payment terms, as we've seen a bit earlier, you're able to create and modify them. Okay. So on payment terms here, directly you have by default 3 difference. Okay. You can go and create a new payment term. Okay, so here, of course, you'll put the name, and here the balance. So the value, number of days, of course. And here you have, of course, the basic informations, the term type. Okay, is it balance, percent, or fixed amount? So here, if you want to on the day at 30%, you'll just put a percent, 30. Okay. And here, how many days after the invoice date? So here, basically, it's 0 since you want it on the same date. You just save and close, okay? And we could put the test, let's say day /30%. And you'll save. Payment terms should have at least sorry, of course. Type balance, number of days, percent, and cents. Payment should have at least type balance. Oh, sorry. And of course, afterwards, you'll need to go and create a type balance, of course. Sorry, yeah. I did not. Forgot to do it, create that. Okay, but basically, this is the way you'll be able to do it. Bamihe, sorry. Ronald question. In the point of sale, retailer saying B2C tax included, how to set up the system in such a way that B2B included is also possible? Basically, that will, I'm sure, will be a subject of another webinar that will be on point of sale, and they will show you how to set up basically your point of sale with, of course, all the different taxes and VAT rules. Okay. Payment, how can I change the payment dates? Once you registered the payments, okay, let's go there. So here, let's take again this one. We'll register the payments, payment journal. Okay, so here, of course, we have the payment date invoice. So we'll have our journal entry. Okay, here on the journal entry, you have the different dates. Okay, I suppose here you, of course, won't be able to modify the journal entry as per se. So I suppose basically I'll need to check that a bit furthermore, but I don't think you'll be able to modify it directly, or perhaps you need to go directly into your different journal entries and into a journal, perhaps reverse it and link to another payments. Okay. Okay, so Mohammed, in the payment way, if I want to pay by check or Visa cards, no information of bank, check number, or Visa cards. Basically, if you want to pay by check or Visa cards, of course, you will need to create the specific journals. Okay, so here on your journal that you will create, let's say it's a check, check journal, yeah. The type, it's a basically it's a bank one. Okay, of course. The short code checks. Okay. Default debit accounts, you'll of course go and search the specific accounts. Okay, so Payables 2, you can use the one that we created earlier. Okay, so you'll have the debit account and the credit accounts. Into the advanced settings, you'll be able to put, of course, again, as we've seen earlier, other contract accesses. Okay, with the account types allowed and the accounts that are allowed. And on which, to which bank account basically your check will be linked to. Okay, so here you'll be able either for the check account, as we just seen now, or for a credit card account, you just need to create the specific journal. Okay. Okay, are the all function you presented today available in the community version? There are some options that you will not be able to have on community version. Okay, here on we are again on the SaaS version, online version of Odoo. Okay, basically the idea is that on the community version, and especially in accounting, you will not have all the different functionalities that we have seen today. So, but don't worry. Either you can go and create your account on the SaaS version. Okay. Or since you are using, of course, the community version, it's an open source version of Odoo, so you can go and add the different functionalities that you may need. Okay. I have a new person. Hi Vin, how are you doing? This is the first time I'm working with on Odoo, so I want to know what language Odoo use when we develop a report. Basically, the languages on Odoo can be managed here into your general settings. Okay. You'll be able to go and upload, upload translations, languages. So here you'll have all the different languages, okay? And of course, I can go and load a translation. So let's say I would like to have it perhaps directly in French. I'll just choose this specific language, load it, okay? So that'll take a bit of time. I'll do it directly load, and then on my preferences, okay, as a successfully installed person, on my preferences as a user, okay, here, I'll be able to modify which language I want to use Odoo with, okay? So that's the idea where you'll be able to use it. Okay, well, Vin, if ever you're using Odoo Online, I'll be happy to help. You can directly send me an email to my email address, which is jfa@odoo.com. I'll just type it there for you guys. So this is my email address if ever you have other questions, or perhaps if you would like to have a specific, oops, not here. How can I put it here? I can write, okay. Okay, so again, I'll just type it here so you can see it up. So my email here is jfa@odoo.com. So you can directly send me an email, okay? If you're using, again, Odoo Online, I'll be happy to help, and we can schedule a call or online demo as well, okay? I'll just leave that here so that everybody can see it. Benny, how to connect the invoice to specific projects? Basically, well, here you'll need to have would need to install the project applications. That will actually will be with analytic accounts. Okay, analytic accounts, you'll be able, of course, to directly have an analytic account linked to a specific project. And each time you will go, you will create either an invoice or a bill, a vendor bill, okay, or even new journal entry. You'll be able to link it to a specific, project, okay, via the analytic account, okay. Hi Daniel, Odoo developer, info@nervine.com. Okay, again, please note everyone that you have my email address just here. Please, you can send me an email address, and we'll be able to, of course, schedule a demo and everything. Okay. Up and new messages. Okay. Well, I think if no one has any more questions, we'll be done for today. Oh, one last question, okay, from Evozard. Let's go see this. So, can we link vendor bill to project? Evozard, basically, this is the same question as Bamihi. Again, you need to have, of course, the project application if you wish to, but you'll need to use analytic accounts, okay. And from there, you'll be able to create specific analytic accounts for specific projects. And each time, either on invoices or vendor bills, you'll be able to link this, the bill or the invoice to this analytic account. Okay? Okay, well, I think we'll be done for today. Again, please, everyone, remember that this was a live streaming from from Belgium, sorry. Of course, you'll be able to see this video back as many times as you want directly on our YouTube channel, okay? So thank you, everyone, and have a great day.